And here I am in the main square, in the old town, in the city of Warsaw. And a very beautiful square it is too. Looks old, but it's actually not. It's a replica built after the Second World War. Because, unfortunately, in 1944, the Germans decided to teach the Poles a lesson by completely annihilating their capital city. Destroyed about 85% of the city. And then after the war was over, the Poles decided to rebuild it. And a very good job they did too. And these three buildings, which can be seen in the photo of Eisenhower when he visited in 1945, are the only buildings that were actually renovated because there was enough left of them to renovate them. All of the others are replicas. So this is the Mermaid Monument in the center of the square. A symbol of Warsaw. Originally installed here in 1855 and renovated after the Second World War, primarily to remove 50 bullet holes. Actually just heard a tour guide explain it much better than I did, with the added fact that the Germans didn't just bomb the city of Warsaw, because they were occupying it at the time. And so they just came here to the main square and blew it all up. Just blew it all up. And this statue of a little boy in a helmet that's too big for him with a machine gun is called the Little Insurrectionist. And it's here to commemorate the many, many children who died fighting in the Warsaw Uprising of 1944. This is the monument to the Warsaw Uprising. On the 1st of August, 1944, the people of Warsaw rose up in an attempt to liberate the city from the Germans. The rising lasted for 63 days, when the last district in the city finally surrendered. And the German commander, Heinrich Himmler, gave the order that the entire city of Warsaw was to be destroyed. Well, this city, as I'm finding out, is full of fairly harrowing history everywhere you go. I've just walked 10 minutes to the north of the old town, to this fairly nondescript residential area, because I wanted to see this behind me. So as I shelter from the rain for a while, just to say that before the Second World War, Warsaw was the city with the second biggest Jewish population in the whole world, only beaten by New York. But in 1940, the Germans decided that they were going to put all of the Jews in Warsaw, and from outside of Warsaw, into a ghetto, which they walled off, sealed off, and where they placed all of the Jews. As they filled the ghetto with more and more Jews, they made it smaller. "90,000 Jews are estimated to have died from starvation and disease. 300,000 were sent to the gas chambers at Treblinka. And this is one of the markers which indicate where the ghetto walls once stood. So the rain has stopped, and here we go again. So here behind me is the Archcathedral of John the Baptist, one of 3 cathedrals in Warsaw. This one's also an archcathedral, whatever that means. Built in the 14th century, it's been rebuilt many times over the years. And I'm very sorry to go on about it, but the last time it was rebuilt was after the Second World War. During the Warsaw Uprising, the Germans drove a tank full of explosives into the cathedral and blew it up. And after the uprising was over, the few walls that remained had holes drilled in them, which were then filled with dynamite, and they were blown up too. So the streets that lead up to the old town behind me come off this enormous Castle Square. And why is it called Castle Square? Because there's a castle. Completed in 1619, the royal castle was home for many centuries to the Polish monarchs. And just a few steps away from the Castle Square is the Catholic Church of St. Anne, built in 1454. And yet another church. This one is the Carmelite Church. just come to visit the tomb of the unknown soldier here in the center of the city. And I've just discovered that the 4 columns behind me and the colonnade which houses the tomb is all that remains of the Saxe Palace, a huge palace that once sat here in the heart of Warsaw, and which, unlike many other buildings, was not rebuilt after the Second World War. So after a little walk around the lovely gardens behind the tomb of the unknown soldier, I just started to read all of the information about what's going on here. Here on either side, building work. And it turns out they are rebuilding the Saxon Palace. Expected to be completed in 2030. Another wonderful addition to the many, many things there are to see here in the center of Warsaw. This is going to be huge. The tomb to the unknown soldier is the part that lit up there. And all of the rest of this is going to be rebuilt. It's going to be huge. And yet another beautiful church. This one, the Church of the Holy Cross. So I'm coming to the end of my first day here in Warsaw, and I really enjoyed it today. It was beautiful. I didn't have any time really before coming here to research into what to see and do, so I didn't have any huge expectations, and it was fantastic. Yeah, it was a lovely surprise. It was so pretty, beautiful, center of the city, nice atmosphere. Unfortunately, I end up talking quite a lot about World War II and the Germans and atrocities and things like that, but unfortunately it's pretty much inevitable when you visit Warsaw, given the impact that the Second World War had on the city. So I'm on my way back to read up, see what I can go and see tomorrow, and hopefully there'll be some experiences that are a little more uplifting, let's say. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Good morning. Today I'm starting off the day in the modern centre of Warsaw, surrounded by shopping malls, offices, and lots of high-rise buildings. But this is the high-rise building that I'm here to see. The second highest building in all of Poland. The Palace of Culture and Science. Completed in 1955, the palace is now home to offices, residences, an exhibition centre, 4 theatres, 2 museums, a swimming pool, 8 cinemas, and lots of other things that I can't remember. Looking north, towards the old town. And east, towards the National Stadium and the river. To the south, and to the west. And after visiting yesterday so many buildings, beautiful buildings that have been completely rebuilt after being destroyed during the Second World War, it's funny that today's first visit is to a building that many people would like to see destroyed, including many leading politicians. And the reason is that the palace was built between 1952 and 1955 and was a gift to Poland from the Soviet Union, and originally called the Joseph Stalin Palace of Culture and Science, which is why for many people this palace is a symbol of all of the years of oppression by the Soviet Union. Now I've taken a half-an-hour walk to the south of downtown Warsaw to Lazienki Park, the biggest park in the whole of the city. So for my final visit today, and for this trip to Warsaw, I've come for a little more harrowing history, unfortunately, at the Warsaw Uprising Museum. A pleasant little surprise. Entrance is free on Thursday. Thank you. And that brings to an end my second day in Warsaw, and another very nice day it was too. This time I took a couple of Ubers, so I got out of the old town and got to see more of modern Warsaw and some of its attractions, and it's all very nice. Great place for a weekend getaway. So if you've already done Barcelona and Budapest and Prague and Paris and all the other ones, maybe give Warsaw a try. It's a great place for a lovely weekend away. But the globetrotting has to go on, and so tomorrow I'm on my way, heading up to the north of Poland and then crossing over into Lithuania. So let's see what Lithuania has in store for me. See you soon. Bye bye.